evening, ladies and gentlemen, and today we are going to do a stream. We're going to take through the mole and we're going to head out and talk about like the setup and like the best things you can do as a solo mole miner. I got a lot of questions. It's 3.23, so we're going to go over the build of what we got. So liveries, you got to go out with drip, right? You got to go out with the purple. I would do black or white if I had it, but I don't, so it is what it is. Quantum drive, you got to get you an XL1. The rest of it kind of doesn't matter, to be honest, right? Mine's kitted out with tier 1, size 3, 2 components for whatever slots they are. Military grade, I believe they all are. But the XL1 is the fastest size 2 quantum drive, so you really need that because it's got a pretty large fuel tank all across the galaxy, right? You can make it all the way to the far side of the galaxy and come back and still be pretty well off with an XL1 in the mole. But normally this is really fuel heavy, so but you're gonna come back by the time you need to refuel anyway, so it's not too big of a deal in my experience. The meat and potatoes, the laser setup. So something that they changed in 3.23 is the way these are set up, right? So it used to be one, so let's look at this from underneath. If I can get it, okay. So you have 3 lasers, right? Here, here, and here, okay, right? And this is the front of the ship. Here's the elevator when you come in, right? So it used to be this was 1, this was 2, and this was 3. This was how the lasers were set up. That's not the case anymore. Now, this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. So you'll see 1, right? My furthest laser from me, technically, has the torpid and the torrent, right? So this is a full-powered Hofstede laser. That is on the far left. It has the torrent, which is it buffs the charging of rock. See, 40% optimal charge rate, minus 1% charge window because it is tier 3, so it has the best buff and the least amount of impact for the debuff. The torpid, right, does 60% optimal charge rate, minus 60% catastrophic charge rate. So the key thing with this part is it does not do these two things at the same time. It only does one or the other. So if you are in the optimal zone only, then you are only going to experience the plus 60% optimal charge rate. If you go into the red overcharge zone, it will do a minus 60% catastrophic charge rate, but it will stop boosting your optimal charge rate. That's pretty key to remember because a lot of people don't realize that when they use this one, right? It is not the same. So that's a key thing to remember. All right, Hofstede number 2, right? This is your right side one. This is the one that has a torrent, right? We know what that does, and a focus. So this is a big buff laser. This gives you another 40% on top of the already 60% optimum charge rate that you're getting for your laser. So that is a 100% optimal charge rate increase for this laser, so huge buff and slightly less mine laser power as a result. So I like this for solo mining because this now enables you to do a little bit less power so you can break smaller rocks. So after you do your big break with the front laser, which we're going to get into, you can back up to the rear laser and come here and do all your sub breaks after that. Really, really, really good. Really, really, really useful. And then lastly, of course, is big boy up front, the Helix, right? And this is why this is set up that way. You may wonder, well, Fox, why don't you run 3 Helixes since the Helix is your big powerhouse laser? Well, the problem is if you look at the range here, maximum range 90, optimal range 30. Let's go to the Hofstede. Maximum range 180, optimal range 60. So now we are drastically different for these 2 lasers. But these ranges, if you think about it, because this sits about 20 to 30 meters back from the front of the ship, this is perfect range for you to place these. So they go great for support, and these are great for you to use independently as a solo miner. But if you had friends come with you, they still supply great buffs, even though they're not as powerful, right? Because these are support lasers and not meant to be as powerful. Could you put a Helix on them? Yes. Would they still be good? Yes. But you'd have to really position your ship just right to really make it effective, because this may be in the optimal zone, but these 2 would be pushing it if they were Helixes to reach that distance to the front of the ship where the rock is. And this guy still have decent field of view, and these guys would obviously have great field of view. But anyway, so for the Helix, right, Riker C3s, these are the best Rikers you can buy. You can get them on Hurston. Mining laser, it says 125% power. It doesn't actually give you 125% power. It gives you 25% power, right? So kind of misleading in a way. So it gives you 125% of what you have. It actually gives you 26% if you like look at the laser when you're mining. I'll show you what I'm talking about later. And only minus 1% the optimal charge window. So a great trade-off to go with when you're using this laser. You have to use it. So I slapped 2 of these bad boys on here. So we're 50% more power, right, for this laser, which is already stupidly high, right? You're talking so we are 50%. So this goes up to over 6,000 laser power by itself. And to give you contrast, these Hofstede size 2s only go up to 3,300. So I am almost double what the Hofstede laser power is that are in the rear. So that is the difference between that front laser and the rear laser, not counting the Stampede. Stampede, of course, gives you plus 35% laser power. It has 6 shots. 6 shots to each last 30 seconds, which is a really long time. Amazing to use. It lowers instability, which you'd be surprised how many rocks that I will charge and they won't go anywhere. And the moment I turn the Stampede on, it gives me 35% more laser power, but I'll go from 100% laser, not charging at all, to dropping it to the 30% minimum that the Helix has. And it's like struggling to keep it in the green zone because that 10% instability makes that big of a difference. And then minus 10% shadow damage. I mean, yeah, it's good, I guess, but I'm not really care about that. Extraction laser power, it lowers that. Extraction laser power, if you don't know, only affects how fast you extract rocks. Has nothing to do with how big a rock you can extract, which I think is something they should change. I think if they made extraction laser power deal with how big of a rock you could extract, sure, like you would have to filter stuff, right? So now you get more junk, but you can mine faster. So it would be a trade-off for a build that I think it's worth exploring, right? Because no one cares about this. No one cares how fast I can extract a rock, right? That's never been something I was like, you know what I wish I could do, man? I wish I could do this like 1 minute faster than I already do it. You know what I mean? Like I don't care. Not enough to give up, like to focus on this, right? I'm not saying I am saying it's bad. It is 100% bad. I don't like extraction laser power. Anything that affects extraction laser power, I really truly don't care about because it's pretty small peanuts. You hardly notice a difference, to be fair. I don't notice much of a difference at all, like even a little bit. So that's what we're going with. Now, there is a secret I am holding inside of my mole, and I will go show you what that secret is, because there are some things inside that you have to keep in mind. So a big thing with this laser setup that you might be wondering is, well, how big of a rock are we talking that we can mine with this, right? Like, okay, it has all this power. What does that power mean? So what that power translates into is that front laser can confidently break, I'd say 30 to 35K rocks on its own, like zero help on its own. And these rear lasers I have broken with the rear left one, which is the stronger of the two, right? Because this one has the focus on this side. I have confidently broken 15, 16K rocks, right? So not, you know what I mean? Not necessarily the biggest rocks, but pretty sizable, right? Because that's kind of the size where the front laser is a little too powerful and you're kind of struggling to balance it out. And the rear laser is like just strong enough to like push it over that edge, like bump it into the thing. Hey man, thank you so much for the like, dude. Thank you. So like, what the? These ladders are so finicky. So that's something to keep in mind. So what am I hiding inside of my mole? So this is the station. So on my person, I keep these, right? Gadgets are secret weapon. You absolutely need to bring them with you. The Optimax, as you can see here, increases optimal charge cluster modifier. So 60% cluster modifier being how much a rock sticks together, so to speak, right? So when you see a rock with, let's say, iron and bexolite, the higher the cluster factor means the bexolite is going to stick to itself and the iron is going to stick to itself, right? Instead of getting those like ugly breaks of like 80-20, 40-60, or whatever the case may be. You're more likely to get 80-20s and 100% breaks when you use this. It drops rock resistance, which is really helpful, right? 30% makes them easier to mine. But the optimal charge window size, if you're a good miner, it's worthwhile, but it is really hard on the front laser because the Helix shrinks optimal charge window size by I think 40%. and this is like another 30% on top of it. So it's almost half the size if you're using this and you're not very good. So you have to be careful with this. The saber, this kind of the opposite a little bit. It doesn't impact cluster factor, but this does give you 50% larger window, right? So it helps offset that like inconvenience you're dealing with. And the resistance is halved. So this is like my counter to resistance. If you're dealing with a rock with really high resistance, this is the key to breaking it because it'll drop it down by 50%. And instability, increase of 50%, nothing really like outlandish there. Inside here, oh, what is this? We have surges. Now the surge is a module I don't run stock on the Helix because I don't need it often and it's limited in uses. As you can see here, 15-second duration, 7 uses, but 150% power. That is a 50% increase in power. So just one of these makes both of those Rikers. Crazy. Absolutely nuts, right? And it drops resistance by 15% and just a 10% increase in instability. That right there, these are the key to breaking big rock solo. So this is why I have 3. I did have 6, but I have them like in sets. So I already used a set and all my stuff is on Hurston, so I'd have to go get more because they don't sell these on her L2. I have to go to her L1, I think. But I have like 40 of these on Hurston, but you know, reset with the wipes and stuff. I don't feel like transporting them all up here. I should have brought more, honestly. And then I have a set of Stampedes. Why? Because they do 35% increases. So I have a set of these because I can buy these here to make up for the fact that I don't have another set of surges just in case, right? But surges, 3 surges on the Helix will break a 60K rock every time. Like it could break more, honestly. It kind of depends on the resistance, but this can confidently break 60K. 3 Stampedes, you're kind of pushing more 45 to 50K range. But still, like that is a lot of power for a solo miner and a mole to be breaking and not need any help. But that would mean getting out, taking the 3 modules you have on, off, and then putting these 3 on, and then putting the rest in your backpack to carry with you. And there's one more thing I have in here, and this is the Bormax. So this is kind of the opposite of the Saber, right? This is a huge counter to instability. So if you have something with sky high instability, you're having a really hard time controlling that charge. Minus 70%, can't beat that, right? Also a cluster modifier of 30%. So maybe if you don't want the charge window hit and you're okay with a resistance increase, you could still increase your cluster modifier with this and still get a pretty decent outcome in what you're doing. So that's like the little things I have on the mole, how my mole's set up. And generally speaking, I can crack just about any rock I find. I think the hard part more so for me is actually finding a rock I want. Finding a rock I want has become the hard part in 3.23. And my ship will turn on. There we go. Go up. Fun fact, in 3.23 you actually don't need VTOL mole. If you notice, my VTOL mode is not on. And I'm not falling out of this like a sack of potatoes. Alright. I'm also a controller, so I am a huge weirdo for that, if you didn't know. But we'll go to Aberdeen to start. And I'll go show you some of the stuff I'm talking about. I don't generally like Aberdeen. I like Lyria more. But the problem is I have not really seen good rocks in Lyria. Like, honestly, Lyria's been super dry. I might go to Daymar. Give Daymar a try. I know Daymar is pretty popular. But Aberdeen hasn't been bad. I really like Aerial more, but the problem is every time I go to Aerial, I think it's like a 3.23 thing. Aerial has a really bad frame rate on the surface. Like this turns into almost a slideshow. And like right now, as you can see, very much not a slideshow, right? But this comes crazy, like laggy and framey on the surface. I don't know what it is. It's really weird, but it's only while I'm looking at the surface. Like if I look up towards the sky, it's fine. But as soon as I like hop in a mining turret or I'm looking at a rock, like there's not that much going on. You know what I mean? Even at nighttime where like, I can't see anything. Like it is just black and a rock in front of me with a light on. I cannot see what is going on. So pretty annoying. I don't love it. Also another thing in 3.23 is I'm 95% sure they increased the cooldown time for the XL1. I don't know if they did that for all of the quantum drives, but this definitely feels a lot longer. Because before, like, I'd make that jump in like 5 seconds, boom, like I can jump straight to my next jump. But now it's like, good lordy, dude, like, so long. Also, don't go to Norgard. I've gone to Norgard, and for whatever reason, there seems to always be enemies there, and it doesn't go great. So I have viciously avoided that. Also started playing on very high quality resolution now, or very high quality graphics. Didn't used to. The frame rate used to be not too bad for me, even though I have a pretty decent setup. But now, I mean, this is stellar. I mean, I honestly love it. I can't think of another way I'd want to play. All right, let's turn those off. Let's give her a ping. Come on, something. Oh, there we go. Okay, we got a couple. This is nothing really big. That's okay. This is nothing. All right, I don't know what the elevator marker is for. It's kind of weird. All right, well, this one looks pretty okay. We'll go over here. Yep, okay. And we'll get the distance marker back just because I do not trust myself. And I don't really trust myself. I know the altimeter is there, but it's still pretty scary. This is not too bright though. There's the ground. If you fly with camera shake on, like you're a bigger man than me, because I could not. Oh, what do we have here? Oh wait. Oh no, it's like Dolovine or something. Got excited if it might be another cluster, but it's way too closely packed together and too neat of an arrangement to be anything else. All right. Oh, the rock's over there. All right, this is kind of cool. I like the dead debris look. And then you send out a ping in mining mode, it'll highlight all the rocks blue. That is 700 mass. Bro, get out of here, dude. That's wasting my time. The rock does not look that small. I think it's because it was barrel. I think that was why it was so small. Because barrel has a high mass to SC ratio. Barrel. Probably gonna have to go to that one that's like a little like 9K away. This isn't looking like too good. This is more barrel. Terranite, 25%. 25% of 30 is 7.5. That's not worth me getting out of my pilot seat. Not bad, but not worth getting out of my pilot seat. If I were in a prospector, that'd be solid, but I didn't know why I scanned that. All right, shipports are unlocked. That's okay. What's this one? 2.2. Yeah. What's this one? No. Oh, this one? This is bigger. I know it looks really close together, but it's not. Oh. And we're switched. If those were like on top of each other, like for rock minables, they would be like way more. It'd be like one singular thing. Part of mole mining is not wasting your time with those rocks. Like if that was a prospector, that would be a great little cluster for a prospector, right? But in a mole, you really only want to get out of your seat for something that's going to give you like a pretty fat amount of SCUs. Ooh, what's this? That might be a good place to go after. Whoa. Okay. I don't think any of these were actually gonna be super great, but we'll see. Barrel. If I can get a couple beside each other that are like okay, I'll mine them, right? But Not necessarily if they're not great. Gold, Tennessee's a gold. Because all these rocks are real, like, I don't know. These are very prospector-sized rocks. If I was in a prospector, these would be great. But I am not. Right? Yeah, none of these rocks are good. Well, off to the next one, I guess. It's so satisfying. No, I just need one big cluster. I'm surprised I haven't seen any like real big signals. Usually I see at least 100K. Like 7,300 is like okay. Oh, I guess that's a 7K. What's that? This is a pretty big fella, hopefully, right? Yeah. 15K. Decent. Decent. Oh, 50% gold. I mean, well, hopefully these other ones are like pretty okay. I kind of want to show you guys the build. 800 was this barrel. Hephaestonite. I mean, I'll take it. It's not great, but 30% Terranite. We'll get out for this. This isn't awful. It's not the best, but it isn't completely awful. All right. So when you want to mine, you kind of want to get where you can see. And then the horizon line right at the bottom of your mole, right? When you want to align, you want your rock to be beneath that, right? I know the lights are like really inconveniently placed, but you want it to be behind it, maybe even a little lower than that. That way, when you get in your ship, the lasers only arc up so far when you're in the lasers. So if you get like pretty uncomfortably close to the rock, right? It may not feel that far, but they're further away than you think they are. It's further than you think, but closer than it seems, if that makes sense. We're gonna hop in the, is my helmet on? Yes, it is. So we'll hop in the left laser because it has the most power, and this is a 15K rock, so we're gonna prove either I'm gonna be a big liar or not, as if it can actually do this. All right, flip this on. If you have this weird like looking problem, just hit left alt L and it'll line you up to the front, right? And look at that, boom, perfectly in the optimal zone. I cannot, man, I do this too much, man. I need to retire. All right, 18%. I think this will lower it a little bit. No, and this should. Yep, there we go. Look at that, 100%. Now you'll see that instability starting to work its way through the laser. If you look at the charge, right, it's going up a little bit, it's going down a little bit, it's going up a little bit, it's going down a little bit. That's where controlling the laser kind of comes into play, because if you're like using that front laser, imagine using that big of a power laser on this rock. You would have such a hard time. And since it's charging kind of slow, a little trick you can do is if you draw lines on it, it'll actually spike the instability a little bit, and usually help you charge it a little bit quicker. I don't think there's any particular part that you need to like point it at. I've just learned that drawing lines on it just helps increase the instability. At least I think that's what it's doing. And it just gives you like little spikes of laser. Although it is pretty cool to like draw lines that can draw apart. Yeah, I mean, I can't get any better than this, right? But if I was in the other laser, like this might not even charge, right? That 5% is, I mean, what, like 100, 150 laser power for that laser? So that might not even do it. And then sometimes you'll see the system, like the server kind of glitch a little bit, and you'll see my optimal window shrink and then grow again. And that's because that's the server like registering and then unregistering the laser. Yeah, there it goes. Now it's costing me laser charge. I really like that. No, it took so long to get up there. What are you doing? No. Oh my goodness, the server, bro. You can hear the like dee-dee, That's the server registering, unregistering the laser. Some deposits are too resistant or big for your current equipment. Try upgrading your laser or finding a different deposit or teaming up with others. Thanks, Star Citizen. Oh, this is getting pretty annoying to mine. Let's hurry up. Like, I don't want to get in the front laser for this. If anything, I would want to get moved closer to make this better. But see if I aim at this front part that's a little bit closer to me. And this is like the trade-off of like trying to mine a rock that's like right on the edge of your laser, right? Is you run into this issue of, well, it charges really slowly, which if you have the patience is a really good place to be in. Hey man, thank you so much for that like, thank you. It's a really good place to be in because I know it's gonna be really hard to overcharge this rock because, I mean, I'm barely making it charge at all. So when I get into that optimal zone, I'm chilling. Like, I'm absolutely chilling. So it's just patience, and then you'll be good to go. And then this probably won't, this might need sub brakes, but I'm really liking this 50% gold. That is looking nice. That is looking real nice. Look at that. 49%. That is beautiful. And then the inert material you can filter out. Lovely. All right, the rock's starting to heat up now. I'm gonna turn the torpid on for you guys. I want you to see like how ridiculous fast that charges it. Like, if you've never used a torpid before, you're gonna watch and be like, bro, like that took no time at all. Like, I'm not gonna touch the laser power, I'm just gonna let it go, and I promise you that it will probably break this rock before it reaches the overcharge zone. I would be surprised if it didn't. And I think that is, I think I know what keybind it is. And we just wait our way up. And then the other rocks here, I don't even think need to be fractured. I think pretty confidently that they'll just be able to be scooped up at all. Let's see, here we go. As soon as that green moves, actually I'm just gonna go and turn it on. That's what the torpid does, blocks out sound, stabilizes your laser. Not touching the power at all, look at that. Boom. Told you. Told you. Didn't need to touch the power. Left it at 100%. Didn't even make it into the overcharge zone. And it's still going too. Like, yep, that doesn't need to be fractured. That doesn't need to be fractured. You're probably wondering how do I know that? Is because, one, because it's purple. And two, if you look at it in fracture mode and no charge bar pops up, then that's a pretty good indication that you can't fracture it. So there's no point even like looking at it.
Extraction mode on.
That module's still going, by the way. 20% gold. See, if that rock had been bigger, I probably would have put an Optimax on it because it was way too good of a gold concentration to not do that. Oh my Lily Lanta. Look at that. Oh, that's pretty. Pretty. Oh my goodness, that's pretty. I'll never have that happen again. Gold has a terrible cluster factor. Gold and iron have terrible cluster factors, so I'm really surprised that it just did that. I'm so surprised. I will never have that happen again. Like, you might as well bank on it. Bank on it. Also, a helpful thing when you're mining is if you learn rock stats, you really don't have to like scan it all the way. Like 35%, like I knew that was gonna be a lot of gold before it even popped up. Because gold has 50% resistance and iron has pretty low resistance. I think it's 0 actually. So that means that the closer it is to 50, the more gold is, more percentage of it is gonna be gold than not. Oh, this broke really good. This is really good brakes. I've never had brakes this good. Never. This is so good. This is solid though. I'm excited. This is gonna be a good run. This is gonna be a good run. I feel it. I'm glad I stopped for this. Initially, I didn't want to, but like after that, I'm pumped. All right, 50% Hephaestonite. We'll take it. It's not bad. I'll take 50% Hephaestonite. 30% iron. We'll filter out the rest. Really, it's almost 60% Hephaestonite. Okay. This had the Terranite in it. What was it? Like 35, 40%? Oh, we're getting a little hot. That's what all that little aurora you see around me. 30% Terranite. It's going to be 2 SCUs. I don't really think that's worth it. Yeah, I need to get in my ship pretty soon. Hurry up and scan. Scan, 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 scan. 30%. No, okay, we're not going to take these. Yeah, Aberdeen's it's pretty hot in Aberdeen, so we're a little it's a little hot. It'll be all right though. All right, all we gotta do is come in here. Should have bought a Pembroke, but it's fine. We hop in. Helmet off. That'll lower my temperature. I find it pretty weird that like I have to take my helmet off, but that is a neat little trick if you don't know. If your temperature normally takes really a long time to go down, but I mean, look how fast my temperature is cooling off. 36.5 is normal, so I'm already almost at there. Yeah, haven't even reached to my seat yet, and I'm already back cooled down. So, no real need for a Pembroke, right? Because that's about as long as I'm gonna spend in that seat anyway, because that is normally just the subfracture seat. So, all right, I think this one looked pretty good, right? Well, it's not pinging, but it's just right here, so. You know, when I went rock mining, I couldn't find like anything. This is gonna be rock minables. I haven't seen it. Yeah, they haven't popped up yet. Yeah, yeah, there they are. Oh, I'm not in scanning mode. Okay. Have I been to that one yet? Yeah. So see how that pops up? That's how I know I've been there before. The little rock symbols appeared. All right, well, nothing's appearing. You will just give her a boost. And let's head out and get some distance between us and there. And then we'll ping again and see if we can find something else. This is like really nerve-wracking. I don't like this. Oh, there we go. That's one rock. We just came from there. All right. Typically, Hadenite is the most prominent thing here, and it spawns in numerical values of 620. It's 620 per head. So if you see a 620 denomination, then you're just like, oh yeah, Hadenite. I just saw something. Spin. Oh, that's what I looked at earlier. Ping. Let's shift that to thrusters. So nerve-wracking at night because you can't see the ground. Could that be? I think I was there already. Don't know. Not willing to go over there to find out. Nothing. Nothing. Come on, my boy. Gotta give me something on the scanners. There we go. 620, yeah, as I had a night. There we go. That's a big boy right there. Oh yeah, that's a good rock cluster. Oh yeah, that's what Papa wants. Let's get on over there. We're good to go. This is exactly what we're looking for right here. This is what I've been searching for this whole time. Usually like way more prominent to find these. I want to work this front laser out a little bit. Okay, they're over here. Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, they're all nice and put together too. Drop out of that. Oh yeah, that's like some big boys here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, now we're talking. Alright, let's see what we got here. I think this is gonna be solid. Yep, there's an 11k. Laranite? It's okay. I mean, I'll take it at this point. Kinda been picky for too long. 11k. What do we got here? More Laranite. 46%. Oh, no, this is 46% Saranite. Solid. These are all solid. What's this one? Laranite, some more. Okay. This looks pretty good haul. This is pretty good. I like this. I like this. 33. What's this? 46% Laranite. Although I don't think I'm gonna need to break that though. 43% Laranite. Yeah, I don't think I'm honestly gonna have to break that one. I might break it with the front laser just to show you guys, but I'm not gonna need it, I don't think. And then what's in the big old lonesome back here? Hopefully there's something good back here. No, it's too small. Festinite. Nope, not even worthwhile. Okay, so that's definitely doable with the front laser. I'll break that for you guys in a minute. So what we're gonna do is, based on this configuration, right, we have a lot of left to right room, but not a lot of up and down room. So we're gonna pull this forward right here, like right here. We're gonna tilt up like this, and this is where we're gonna operate. Now, why did I park like that? That seems kind of goofy. I parked, that would give me the most field of view to hit all of these rocks, right? Because most of your time is going to be spent getting in and out of mining turrets and moving around your ship. So if I can cut down on that the most amount possible, that is what I'm going to do. We'll hop in this one just because I want to make sure I have enough power. I don't want to jinx it. But this is definitely, this is a good spot. Like, this is the kind of spot you want to run into because you're like, ah, yeah, boom. Like, these are all 10k up rocks, well within your rock range, good percentages. Oh shit.
Mining mode on. Extraction mode on.
Oh, no. Whew. Oh my goodness. Almost a victim of my own hubris. All right, bro. Like, I'm good. Thank you. Whew. Almost walked out. That scared me. Whew. My man was choking. That was scary. Oh, okay. Oh, that was scary. Oh. All right. Oh. Oh, my Atlanta. That was concerning. That was embarrassing. I've got to turn those tips off. All right, we're back out. Okay, now look at this. We're not optimal zone for all of it, but we're looking pretty good though.
Extraction
So
mode.
the first one we're gonna go after is this Terranite one.
Manufacturing mode on.
And obviously, right before, we know this is gonna be super easy because we had a super easy time with the 150. This is where we have to be careful because look how high the instability is. 142, super high. So this is where monitoring your laser power is super critical because you don't want to jinx it and accidentally shoot that into the overcharge zone, especially not on this rock, right? It has all of our yummy goodness on it.
Power critical.
Nice little management of power. Boom. Beautiful.
Extraction mode.
Easy peasy. This could be a really good run. I told you. I felt it. Felt it. Terranite 2 has a very high resistance, as you can tell. I think the resistance of Terranite actually goes up to, I think, 40? Maybe 50. But either case, really good. I don't mind quartz. I hate iron because I sell in Hurston, and Hurston is the only place that does not buy iron. So it is impossible to sell here, and it's really annoying. So like, I don't even bother refining it. I will sell the quartz. I will refine and sell the quartz. I know a lot of people would kind of snub their nose to it, but I don't mind it, just because quartz, like, it'll pay. The cost of refining this quartz will probably be like 600 to 1,000, but to sell it, I'll probably make 4, 5, 6, 7,000, which fair, not a lot, right? Not a terribly high amount, but it will pay for my mining run. So yeah, I feel it's worthwhile, right? I'm not gonna like have so much that I'm gonna snub my nose to it. Whoa.
Warning. Power critical. Warning. Power critical.
Alright, it's getting really annoying. Solid power management. Yeeted that guy into the air. That's pretty good. Very entertaining. Highly amusing. See, like, I hate doing that though, because like, look at all these like stupid sub breaks. Like, that was such an unnecessary break on that rock. That's why they need to change extraction laser power, because that right there was a waste of my time. And now I gotta sit here and scan 12 different rocks, and it's just eating up my time. Eating up my time. Oh, I guess it has a 50% resistance. Well, there you go. 50% resistance. I think Bexlite's the same. But again, these can be like really hard rocks to mine, but it's worthwhile, right? I mean, this is where you make your money right here. 30% Terranite. There's a back one hidden back here. Yeah. This looks like a Terranite rock right here. This looks like a Terranite rock right here. Okay, it's not. It's not a Terranite rock. That was not a Terranite rock. 28%. That's 2 SCs of Terranite. We'll take it. We'll take it. We'll take it. Usually a bit more picky, but that's okay. Terranite's worth 7,500 pop. Really, I just wanted to see this rock right here. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. Oh, yeah. That was hot. Solid. Solid. Amazing. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Which one's the highest concentration of laranite? 43%. What was this one? 36%. Can we scan this one? 33% Terranite. Do I want 34% Terranite? I don't think so. That's a 36? 36% Terranite. I mean, there's a couple SCUs hidden out in here. Let's see if we can get some good breaks of these ones. And these might be better. Ooh, gotta be careful. Like, it seems like it's like not charging, and the next thing you know, it just shoots up. The trick with these lasers, though, is they provide such a good buff to charging that if you turn it off, it's almost like a detriment. So you really want to be able to navigate this and be able to hold it at a certain charge window. That's why I was throttling it so much before, because I wanted the really good one. Ooh, yes sir. Oh, this is beautiful. I've never gotten such clean breaks before. I don't know what is going on with this server, but I am about it because this never happens to me. But we will break this big rock right here in front of us. I think it's gonna be pretty good. I mean, it's 33K, should be pretty easy to break. I might have to use the Stampede to get it out and edge it out, but edge it out. But if we do, that's okay. And what you're seeing me do here as I snub my nose to certain pieces, and why I'm like, well, why don't you take that Terranite? Like, it's got you know, 36% terranite. Like, I'd totally take that piece. Why aren't you taking that piece? I'm not taking that piece because of the value that's holding out, right? So I'm gonna get 2 SCUs. Like, let's say it's 8 and it's 36%, right? So I'm gonna get 3, maybe 4, like, no, 3 at best SCUs of terranite. But it's taking up 5 SCUs are going to the quartz. So now it's like, well, do I really want that? Because that's 5 SCUs that could go to laranite. Laranite pushes around 2,700, so arguably less, right, than the terranite. But now that terranite, does that make up for that, right? Because if I cut that in half, right, because it's only 40%, if I halved that, that's kind of what I'm dealing with. Is that worth the hit I'm taking? Because really, like, your quartz is like 500 a pop, so when you combine that, you're looking at like I'm gonna top out this laser. Yeah, I'm gonna top out this. Yeah, I'm gonna top out this laser. I don't want to pass out. That'd be pretty embarrassing. Really need to bring a Pembroke. It didn't used to be this bad. Oh my goodness. Turn. Let me cool down. Soak in some of the AC. I'd like to put a Pembroke suit here just for like the display purposes. It's solid. Solid. Temperature. Okay, temperature's good. Let's back on. Alright. Well, clearly that rock was going to charge super easy. So you can immediately see, though, the power of this laser setup, right? With the ranges that you have, with all the stuff you have going on, like, this is where you shine as a solo miner, because you have that utility to jump from laser to laser, right? And I don't have to worry about, is this out of range? Do I have to change position of my ship? You know, am I gonna be able to break this or not? Like, once you know what your setup is and how it works, it's so easy to just manage it. Look at that, boom, beautiful. Got a nice clean break here. Hopefully that laranite sticks together pretty well. I didn't know laranite had such a good cluster factor. Usually it has a pretty terrible cluster factor. I was really surprised with how good these breaks have been. Yeah, that's 0 resistance. Don't even bother looking at it. I already know it's not going to be what I'm looking for. 4%, yep, not going to be what I'm looking for. Don't even need to waste the time scanning it. Already know it's not going to be good. 7%, not going to be good. Might as well just keep on looking. 38%. There we go. Solid. Generally for your mid-tier, like your laranite, your borace, your festinite, your beryl, all that stuff, like you want, I'd say 60% or more, realistically, to make it worthwhile, in my opinion, to mine. I know some people, like, they'll break a rock and they will soak up every little bit that rock produces, which, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, right? I mean, different ways to mine depending on who you are. Some people really like to just take it all, right? Well, gotta be real gentle here. You know, there's nothing wrong with that, right? You'll mine a lot faster that way, right? Like, you will absolutely mine so much faster if you just, like, break a rock. All right, and I'm just taking all of it. It's all of it is going inside of my ship. That's a way to do it, right? Like, it's not bad. Honestly, I'm kind of glad I have to fracture this one. This is deceiving because it looks like it's not really going up. But as soon as I jack this power up, it's gonna start creeping up and it's gonna start making these huge jumps, right? Because your fluctuations are based on your laser power, not, oh, look at that. See what I mean? They're based on your laser power and nothing else. So the more laser power you put into it, the bigger the jumps are. See, now look, it's not doing nearly as big a jumps as it just was. All because I dropped it down to that 10% laser power. And it's those little things you have to be careful for, because if you're not paying attention, and I do it all the time, where you're like, oh, this is like going up really slowly, and then boom, it jumps up some crazy amount, and then now you've overcharged a rock. And every time for me, it'll be like the 80% like type breakdown. Oh, that field of view coming to clutch right now. I can't look any lower. That's as low as I can look. Oh, this is beautiful. This is a great run. What's my temperature at? We're doing pretty good. I know I shouldn't have finished scanning that. I was looking at my temperature. 1%. One of these is gonna see. The good part about reading this is it means there's probably, yep, a good piece hidden in here, because I keep scanning them, and as I'm scanning, I'm like, oh, 1%. This one's probably okay. 54%, but as soon as I saw 0%, 1%, I'm like, oh, there has to be a good piece in here somewhere, because it's not, you know, the laranite's not scattered everywhere. It has to be somewhere, right? When all the other materials group together, then immediately you're like, oh yeah, boom. Then that must mean like the material I want is also grouped together. All right, so I could take those, but why take those when I can break this guy? Let's hop into the other laser. Let's see if we can break that on the other laser side. And it'll give us an excuse to cool off. That way we're not really wasting time, and it's a little bit closer, so it's kind of easier to see. Okay, you've seen the torpid. Let's go hop in the focus turret. We'll call it the focus turret. That was dramatic. And let's see how the focus turret does on a similar size rock, right? With that 5% lower laser power, and like, how is that going to perform? How good is this laser in comparison? I really wish all these lasers were enclosed. They might as well be. Honestly. And before you tell me, I know I wear obnoxiously cool armor to be mining in, but that's how I roll. It's kind of a gray foxy look, you know what I mean? All right. Well, we can see that has nothing to do with the mole. That's just glitching. So we see the torrent, we see the focus. You can see here the decrease in power. So we're gonna zoom over here. We're a little bit closer now. Look at that nice, huge optimal charge window. So now you can see that 5% difference makes all the difference, as we are barely doing anything to this rock. Charge window's nice, right? I wouldn't say it's the laser itself though. It's more so to do with our distance, because look at the optimal distance. Like, we're not close enough. And that's what's causing the problem. You might look at this and think, oh man, this laser sucks with the focus. No, if I got closer, you can see at the bottom it's trying to charge. So if I got a little bit closer, it 100% would go. Honestly, if I sat here long enough, it would probably work. But this is 36%. What's this big one? 46%. Yeah, we're just gonna go. We're gonna move. This gives it. We're gonna have to move anyway, right? So I don't want that Terranite. I want to get pure Laranite out of that. So that's what we'll do. It's almost 50%, so that means we're gonna get some pretty good chunks out of that. And we'll hop in Big Freddy, and we'll show you guys how Big Freddy performs. Yes, that is his name. Yo, Tom, what's up, man? How you doing today? But yeah, Big Freddy's the front laser. Bass Freddy's are the back ones. Bass Freddy's, Big Freddy. Yeah, welcome to the stream, brother. How was your weekend? You have a nice long weekend? Do some barbecuing, hopefully?
Mining mode on.
All right, I'll turn. So when positioning the front laser, right, this is what we're gonna do, right? So look, this seems uncomfortably close. We're really not that close. And then for the front laser especially, you wanna tilt up, because the front laser, imagine a line extending straight from the front of the ship, right? Because if we look at it from a side view, it does, right? The laser extends straight from the front of the ship. It cannot look any higher than that. That is as high as it can look. So you want, now look at it, right? When I hop in that laser, right, that's gonna be perfect position, right? Because it can look really low, but it cannot look very high. It can only look as high as the ship is pointed. So even though this like feels right, the laser probably can't even shoot at this. This, it could probably barely see it. So we want to be up here. That way we have nice, clean field of view. Tom Servo 42. The Toms are in the chat. They're coming out in force today. A little trick to this ladder. If you walk backwards, fall down, grab the ladder right before the end, you won't take any damage. If you don't grab the ladder, you take like 1 or 2 damage from the fall. So not awful, you know, but still pretty like, it's noticeable. If you do it too many times, I don't know if you can break your leg, but I've never needed to. All right, we can see all of our things. But if we look over here, right, I want you to notice these are supposed to give 25% each, but I have 156 laser power added. See what I'm saying? So like it says 25, but really it gives like a little bit more. I don't know if that's because this bumps it up to 125 and then it goes another 25, like it compound percentages. I don't know if that's how that works. Possibly. One of you nerds want to do the math on that. But now we're going to see how like hard this is to control, because that optimal zone is going to shrink drastically. We're going to bump this power up 100%. Now, not going anywhere. I anticipate turning on the stampede and it's going to shoot up. And there it goes. You wouldn't think that's that big of a difference, right? All we did was turn on the stampede, but that 35% power, it went from not charging at all to going up pretty quickly. Like, this is not a crawl. This is a pretty, we saw what a crawl looked like 10 minutes ago. This is not a crawl. And if I start dragging this thing around, should see some spikes. Kind of want to stop dragging it now. Ah. Oh no, my stampede ran out. No. Oh no. Tragic. All right, well, I guess we're gonna go put a module on. Wow. I was sitting here pressing the button so many times for that stampede to go off until it fell. Well, not every run's gonna go perfect, as is Star Citizen, but this is a simple fix. I was just thinking that when I left the station earlier. I was like, you know, I don't know how many charges are left in my stampede, but that's okay. We'll hop out, we'll throw another on. This is why you come prepared and you bring spares and whatnot. But this will give me an excuse to put a cluster modifier on it. So I think I'll do that just to show you guys. Is this actually a flat landing surface? Wow. Engines off. Make sure some ship ports off. And I'm also gonna show you guys a helpful little thing to do. Hey, thank you so much for that like, man. I'll show you a helpful thing that I do that makes it real easy to get out of your ship. All right, so let's check my backpack. Okay, I've got an Optimax on. So something that's really, really quick is, so we go backwards down the ladder, right? And what we're gonna do is we're not gonna take the elevator. The elevator's super slow. So we're gonna turn it. We're gonna let it go down and we're gonna hop out of this. And you can just fall, it's not that far. And then we're already here before that's touched the ground. But we also don't have to wait because it's already on the ground. All right, light on, backpack. Did I grab a stand? Okay, I have a stampede, okay. And magically a stampede should appear in front of me. Okay. My big for no reason thing. Oh yeah, I don't need to detach one. I'm gonna turn this on. I think the stand, it was on front, right? No, it was right there. Give her a little spin. Boop. Attaches right on. Super easy. These rocks look way smaller when you're inside the turret, but like right now they look so big. All right. So if you've never used a gadget before, super easy. So right now it's kind of annoying 3.23 with the new keybinds. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put it in our hand. 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 Oh my god. Okay, well, I equipped it to the backpack instead. Okay. There we go. All right. So here we go. Optimax. Turn my flashlight off because I don't need it. Now, it should, right, if I do this, it should give me the ability to place it, but it's not. So because of how the interface works, if I press, this is the attach detach button, now it will show me. And it's going to plug right onto the rock. That's a pretty funny glitch it does, and it goes upside down. It'll load, and if you never used one of these, the goal is you want to match this frequency and use these 3 sliders to do it. And once this reaches 90%, boom, you're good to go. Now, what if I do over 90% and I can get it to 100% because we're perfectionists in Star Citizen, we're big weirdos. It doesn't do anything else, right? It's either on or it's off. A percentage difference does not matter. So we're gonna adjust this. We can see the percentages change. And you're just gonna play with this until we get what we're after, right? So 81, 87, boom, there it is, 95. So we press activate, and now it's gonna flash green, boom. Not very bright. It used to be a lot brighter, but when the lights are off, that's like really obvious to see. So that will make this a little bit easier to see, but that's why I put it on the back side, because if you shoot it, it will blow up and you can't get it back. But these are reusable though. So like after we fracture this rock, provided we don't overcharge it, we can hop out and come grab that and put it back in our backpack and use it again. So it is, I think it costs like 10, 15K for having one of these bad boys. And if it does break, a fun little thing you can do is you can put it in your backpack, and as long as you know which one it is, you can take it back to the to the terminal and sell it for like, I don't know, 3/4, like whatever it would be worth normally. If it like wasn't broken, like the game doesn't register that it is broken, so you can just sell it back, get some of your money back, go buy another one. It's not a big deal. But I've got, I mean, 16 SCUs of space left, so I don't necessarily need to put that on there. I just wanted to show you guys what that would be like. So I'm gonna leave my landing gears up. All right, we're gonna get a little closer. Right there, tilt up, good to go. It used to be a really annoying glitch, like kind of funny at first. Well, annoying at first, and then like as you got better, it wasn't too bad. But in like 3.21, if you overcharged a rocket, it blew up, it would knock all of your modules off your ship. Oh my god, that is like the most annoying thing ever, because like your modules weren't shielded, they weren't considered part of the ship. So you'd lose all your modules. All right. Okay. Ship ports still say unlocked. Now this instability is what's causing this. Oh, see what I mean? See how quick that was? Right, we went from like not charging to like shooting up. And that's where we really have to watch this instability. Okay, I'm gonna screw around. And this is gonna fly into the overcharge zone, and there's gonna be no saving it. Like, it doesn't have to go all the way up that overcharge zone. If it went like halfway up, it would probably just fully overcharge. There would be no stopping it, even if I turn my laser off. Drop this down to 90. Like, I'm at 40. Oh, look at that. See what I mean? Ooh. Like, I'm only at 40%. I'm not very high at all. Oh. There's that server again. Ow. Alright, you see how it's flashing red now? That's how I know that it's recoverable. So if it was not flashing red, you'd still see it. It would still be there, but it would not flash. So you'd walk up to it, it would be sparking and everything. You'd be like, ah, yeah, can't recover that. These are all going to be way too big to extract. I'm going to have to break one of these. So this one, we're going to get back in one of the rear lasers and go through the process of fixing it. 100% laranite. Ooh, that's pretty good. So I'm gonna have to reposition the ship. So what I'm gonna do is, all right, so I want that rock. I don't quite have the angle because if I get in a back laser, this is gonna be in the way. And if I break it with the right laser, this is gonna fracture and I'm not gonna really be able to see it. So since I'm gonna have to get into the pilot seat anyway, I'm gonna hop in, I'm gonna land. We're gonna go get this, what's it called? Gadget. That's what it's called, the mining gadget. We'll pick it up, throw it in our backpack, hop back in, reposition ourselves, and then go take a look at our haul. This is probably a pretty decent haul. I would venture to guess it's probably worth 4 to 500K? 4 to 500K? I like a reasonable estimate. Because I don't really have a lot of junk. Like I don't really have any junk. Oh, a little server lag. Flip this over. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. The rock there.
Engines off.
See, but now that flashing little red light is going to make this super easy to see. Well, now you guys have seen it. You've seen kind of all the lasers in action. That rock was right in the rock range I told you, right? Like we were kind of pushing it with 33K. So the difference between that and like a 35K rock is really going to come down to the resistance. So the resistance plays a big part in like how big of a rock you can actually break. Because if the resistance is too high, right, a 20% knock in resistance, I mean, that's pretty hefty. All right, where's she at? Oh, there she is. Flashing red. You might notice it's flashing red when I first put it on. I could pick it up like this, but I find it just easier to just do this. Boop. Back in the backpack it goes. And we're done. Whoever made those lights, I think these bottom lights should point wherever the mining turret points. I think that would be like a pretty good change to the mole. I think that makes more sense. Because otherwise, like, pretty inconvenient. And just like that, we're back already in Detroit. Super quick. Like, trust me, you know many times, like, if you wait on the elevator, you gotta go all the way down. Or if you run out the side and you don't call the elevator, you still have to wait for the elevator to come down. So I just find it easier to do that. And then once you learn the running out the side laser thing, you'll never go back. You will never, ever use the elevator again to get out of this thing.
Engines on.
I promise you.
Launch complete.
I never do. All right. All right. Where is this thing at? Oh, it's in. Oh, see, look at that. And it's like right in the back too. All right. So this one is a 9. So it's like a 10K rock, right? Right. We have 10K mass almost. So this is definitely the rock, right? Just given its value. This is where that back right laser comes into play. Like this is what I try to tell you about. Like this is the laser where the torpid is kind of the bigger-ish rock range that you want to break, and you want that little bit of oomph. But this is where the focus laser really comes into play. Because now I'm going to have this huge green zone, and I know it's going to have enough power to break it, so I don't even have to worry about it. Don't even have to worry. I just straight hop in it. I can charge it up. It's not too big of a rock anyway, and it's going to make my life so much easier. All right, boom. Look at this.
Fraction mode.
Jack that laser power down.
Mining mode on.
It's not registering my laser, so a little trick we can do is we can just look at this one. We'll shoot that one. That worked, right? And now we can go back to this one, and we're registering. It's a quick little Star Citizen mining hack right there. Because I saw my optimal charge zone wasn't getting any bigger. So sometimes it does, and it's kind of a visual bug where it is bigger, you just don't see it bigger, but I'm a visual guy, you know what I'm saying? I like to see things. I feel like as miners we're visual people. So either way, we got this going on. All right, and yeah, boom, drop this down to 50, and drop it down even more. Still charging pretty quick, right? That turret helps, but we're more interested in that big optimal zone. Broken. Don't even need to scan it. Don't even need to scan it. Don't even. That's. Yep. Don't even need to scan it. Don't care. Already know it's pure laranite. That's why they're my favorite rocks to break. Pure rock. Boom. Let's go ahead and suck it up. Sensational. Boom. And we are full. Beautiful. 41 laranite, 19 terranite, 15, almost 16 gold. We are sitting pretty in this haul. Now let's go take it all to the refinery. Pretty soon I might have to do a refinery run to empty out my refinery orders. Kind of been going on for a long time. Just realized my music stopped. Super quiet. I've been yapping. The optimizations they've done for 3.23 are so nice. My GPU is a lot more heavy than my CPU. It used to be like, you know, CPU is like redlining. You know what I'm saying? That CPU is redlining, boy. And the GPU is just kind of chilling. But now the CPU kind of sits at like 50% for me, and my GPU sits at 60, 70%. Come on. There we go. All right. Quantum drive on. Maps. We do go to Faithful Dream Station around here. Put on the Mass Effect music again. And let's go to the refinery. Let's see what we're worth. I'm pretty confident this is like a 500k run. Why like a 500k run? Just given the gold and laranite I got, I've got like no junk in this thing, which usually like I end up with like a lot of junk. I've got like no junk. This is like pretty clutch. Like I like this. What I wish they would do is I wish winds didn't blow you in VTOL mode. Because like, I don't know. If I could go mine on Microtech, I would. Like genuinely, I would. Because no one ever mines there, so it's probably got like quantanium out the wazoo because no one's ever there. And it's just prettier, you know what I mean? Like it's just so much prettier. I like it so much better. I hate mining in these desolate, barren places. There's nothing to look at. It's just sadness and despair as far as the eye can see in these stupid moons. Hurston's okay. Hurston's not terrible, but it's not the best, you know what I'm saying? And then cool little tricks I've learned for SCM to nav mode is the space brake goes crazy. Like I can jet this thing right now like I'm doing, and I'm just zooming. You know, I'm going 943, and I'm gonna cut it at like the last minute, and I'm just gonna like brake so hard. And brake.
Thank you. And please visit again.
Look at that. Oh, that's beautiful. Look at that.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Where is he taking me? Over here, right? Yep. I love that SCM, the nav mode. That's so good. I can just zoom without a care in the world of trying to like time it and like spin my ship around and use my thrusters to slow down. Nope. And the landing gear to go slower. Oh, it's beautiful. I didn't even use that much hydrogen. And 2.
You are clear to launch.
Perfect landing.
Fleet. Have a pleasant stay.
That's a pretty solid run. We got a lot out of that. The only thing that could have made that run a bit more informative for everybody was if I found a huge rock to like go put the surges on, like give them a spin. But I've only done that once this patch. It's really hard to find that like good rock. If you wonder why I'm not putting the elevator down, it's because I don't need to. I'm just gonna store it and unstore it. That way it flips me around. That was a painfully long run though. That's like not how long I like my runs to take. I usually like 30 minutes, like in and out, 30 minutes in and out. But I think we took so much time scanning there, it just took too much time. I always have the habit of storing my mole.
Welcome to the ASOP
That way, in case I have
Vehicle
Quantanium,
System.
I don't forget about it.
Please visit
Probably noticed I have 2 moles. That is because one is when I bought in-game, and then one is my loaner for my Arastra, whatever the name of the stupid ship is. All right, the hammerhead with mining turrets. That's what that thing is. I cannot wait for the Arastra to come out. It's, oh my god, it's gonna be so good. 4 size 3 quad guns has the ability to refine and haul like 512 SCUs of cargo. That's crazy. It has the most refining capacity of any ship besides the Orion, and I think it's got double the Galaxy, and it's got 3 size 3 mining turrets, all remote operated, by the way. You get to sit in a seat, it's remote operated. That is huge. That cannot be slept on. That means like you realistically could solo that ship easier than the mole. All right, little tip here is I'm not gonna sell it. I just like to come here to see what it's worth. So I can see my C2. It's kind of weird. All right, my mole, 160, usually worth a little double that. So that's 320. So we're probably pushing 350 with this load. So I was kind of off a little bit. I thought it would be more closer to 4. Also, a really annoying thing is this right here, which they really desperately need to patch in this game. So if you don't know, which you might not have noticed because it's always overused, is this is in normal percentage points. So this is 1, this would be 10, this would be 100, 1,000, this is 10,000. So this isn't in decimals, this is 18,000% capacity. And they are all like this. All of their refineries are like this. If there was something that SIG needed to change, if you could help me petition them, is to increase the refinery capacity, please, because it is always this and always says a large surcharge will be added because it is always at extreme workload. Always at extreme workload. It is such a hassle. I know these keep flipping over, but you'll notice that the refined ability doesn't flip over, so it's good to go. So like here's what I meant about the quartz, right? Like this 3837, if I take the quartz off, 382, 100. It is 100 more AUEC to refine this. Oh wait, sorry, Baron exchange. Whoops, not a good example. So 3837. Oh, it's the same. Okay. Yep. And then if I take it off, yep, 100 more AUEC, and I'm getting, this is 500 a piece-ish. So even if it was 400 a piece, 400 times 7, so we're pushing what? What's that math? 7 times 4, 14, 28, 2,800,000? 28,000? Ish, yeah, 28,000. Not a lot, not crazy money, right? We're not getting rich off this, but that will pay for our mining run. It'll pay for that module we lost, right? Which only costs like 1,500, and then all the rest of this, of course, like is pure profit, right? We don't care about iron. Blech, lame. Can't even sell it to the refiner if you wanted to. Might be useful when there's mining missions. Our gold is 7,100 a piece ish. Laranite's about 28-ish, 27-ish. Quartz about 500, Terranite's solid like 75, 7,600 a piece. So we're looking pretty good here. And then Ferron Exchange, if you're unfamiliar with the different mining things, Ferron Exchange and Dink Solventation will get you the highest yields. And the only difference is Dinks cost half as much, takes 3 times as long. So I'm gonna click Dinks, right? Get quote, half as much, 3 times as long. Almost to the dot. Almost to the dot. So if you don't mind waiting, then you could do Dinks. But again, like this load's gonna take 3 days. So you know what I'm saying? Or 4 days, sorry, almost 4 days. As opposed to Ferron Exchange, takes a little over a day. I usually always go Ferron Exchange just because I don't care about the money. Because I'm gonna go sell this, and I mean, look at my money. I mean, look at my money, and I've only mined like maybe 2 days, right? And these are just some of my other workloads that I've got going on. So we will head back out. Might pop over to Daymar. I think we'll go over to Daymar. I know Daymar is kind of the popular choice. A lot of people like Daymar, or you can let me know if you guys would prefer Lyria, or if you prefer Daymar. Just let me know, and I'll pick whichever one you guys pick. But if not, that's cool too. You can just hang out and watch, and I'm probably just gonna go Daymar. Only because Lyria, I usually like Lyria the most, right? Quite honestly, because it's closer. If I'm being fair, which is fine. But I don't know. It's been pretty barren every time I go over there. And I like Lyria because Lyria has really good cluster factor rocks, and that's kind of where I'm like at with those, right? Good cluster factor means I have less issues. They also have much larger rocks because tungsten is like a primary thing there, and tungsten has really high mass to SCU ratio. Like it takes 800 mass or something crazy to make 1 SCU of tungsten. So, but the cluster factor is really good, right? So I can go mine there and I can break rocks that are significantly sized with decent stats, and I don't have to worry about it. Medbed's a cool little hack. If you didn't know, you can hop in here and you can recharge your food and your water. So instead of wasting time going to buy stuff, taking your helmet off, drinking and eating it, and then coming back, just hop in here. Good to go. And we can instantly head on back out. I think, you know, I never really go to Daymar. I think I want to go to Lyria. I think I'll give Lyria one more try. But if it's barren, if I don't find anything, like, that's a wrap. Like, I'm never going back. It'll be in-system mining or Daymar or something. I don't know, but
Vehicle select. Your vehicle has been. Please visit.
we're gonna figure it out. All right, Maker 4. Also, another point about Lyria is it's like so bright now. Like I wish I had like a sunscreen, not sunscreen, like a visor screen that I could put on. That way I don't have like that huge nuisance going on. But Aberdeen's good. I mean, that was like as good of a mining run as you're gonna get on Aberdeen, just because I didn't get a lot of iron. And that's usually when like you start running into issues. Because like my typical mining run, if it was much faster, I probably would have had like 30-40% of my haul as iron, and then you're just like, is it really worth it? You know what I mean? Like, don't love it. Some people like asteroid mining. I don't, just because asteroids usually spawn as singles, and in a mole, it's just never find anything worthwhile. I'm gonna be honest with you, I never.
Systems activating. Systems.
Yeah, I just never find anything really worthwhile. Not worth refueling. Don't need to waste my time.
Launch complete.
Charge up. Maps.
Landing gear.
If you don't type this stuff in, like really you're missing out. Obstructed. That's really annoying. this way, so I just need to fly.
Thank you. And please visit again.
That should be good. Lyria should be around my bottom left, if I remember correctly. Oh, straight down. I knew it was generally this way. I think you can like kind of see, like way in the distance, the planets. I feel like with the 3.23 update, I feel like they've really updated a lot of like the visuals and like what's going on with the ships and stuff. But is that the planets in the distance? I feel like it is. Like I feel like that is the stars, and that's why they're like really bright. But everything just looks so good now. Like, oh, look at those details. My oh my. She's beautiful. I wish I had the carbon edition, either the carbon edition or the white one. I don't remember what the white one is. Talon? And the white is Talon and black is carbon. Those are like solid paints, but not really justifiable to just buy for the paint. Also not for sale. And what's up with the space between these bags, right? They're like such a big space between the bags and where they connect. Either they need to connect a hose to that or something, but I think it's too much space. You could get like another 6 SCUs fit into that thing. Also, does it make sense that these bags are the exact same size as the prospector bags, but somehow, magically, are like the same amount of SCU, or these are bigger SCU. And we are experiencing the power of the XL1 as we are going 0.1 million kilometers. Like, you can visibly see me travel across the map. Like, look how fast that is. Like, it's so fast. It's a noticeable change in where I'm positioned on the map. It's actually pretty cool that it's like centered on me. And Arc Core comes into view. But now it's gonna be like a super long cooldown time. Oh yeah, look at that. That's super cool. Love that. Let me just look at this view while we're here. Oh yeah. She purty. All right, we're all charged up. To the surface of Lyria then. I'm gonna go to the dark side just because if I go to the normal like sun side, oh my goodness, you're not gonna be able to, like, you can see, but good lord, it's so bright. It's so bright. What's down here anyway? Shuvin processing facility. That's where we'll go. I mean, the planets and the atmospheres are super cool. I mean, the fact you can walk around this entire planet, like, you can't beat that. Plus, the terrain here is kind of cool. It's very mountainous here. And it has like a thin layer of fog almost. It's pretty cool. All right, I'll turn those off. Don't think that's a bad guy. I think that's a bunker guy. Aha, beautiful. Oh yeah, that's a big signature. That's a decent signature. 3 decent signatures. All right, now we're cooking. Finally. Finally. Now we get to some mining. Now these rocks are going to be pretty big though. Like, these are going to be hefty boys. I would be surprised if these are not all like my goodness, what's this? Okay, is this like a little cluster right beside it? It is. That's kind of crazy. All right, turn this off. Flip the mining mode. Let's see what we got going on here. 10K? Agresium? Oh, I hate Agresium. If you've not been around me often, I absolutely despise Agresium. There's a little rock. It's a baby. Oh yeah, aluminum. That's the big guy around here. Haven't mined here in a little bit, this patch. Aluminum's the big ticket guy here. Hephaestonite, Hephaestonite. Hephaestonite's not bad. I used to really like Hephaestonite until they made the mining changes in .22, but it's just not the value I'm looking for. Golly. Okay. All right. Well, I guess we're gonna try. I guess you guys are in for a treat. We're gonna bust a 60K rock solo. That is very doable. Okay. Yeah, that is very doable, although very small. All right, we're gonna have to. I'm gonna put something on there. Am I on level ground? I'm on level enough ground. Okay. All right. Okay. 23. I don't think they have something to increase the saber. Yeah, I'm putting the saber on that. Definitely putting the saber on that. Do I have one in my pocket? Yep, I do. All right. So we will take this out. We will transfer 1, 2, 3. 3 of those. All right, we're gonna do it. We're gonna go bust this 60K rock by ourselves. What a turn of events. Oh, I didn't. Ah, no. So I'll come do the saber first, just because it is the quicker thing to do. Okay. Now you'll notice from the first one we did, this looks very similar because all these are basically the same. They just kind of look a little different. Right? Same function, same everything, just slightly different appearance. Right? This one's white instead of gold. All right, that's not doing much. This is all going to be at. This is a pain in the. This is a really annoying one. Okay. This is a really hassly one. This one's kind of annoying. So you can take it off and replace it, and it'll give you a different wavelength. So if you get one that's like kind of hard, oh, it's already at 90%. That's pretty cool. Boom. See, just like that. Way easier. Sometimes you get lucky like that. All right. So now we're gonna. It's like a good spot. Spot. Sometimes it doesn't like the spot that you drop it. Maybe right here. It's really obnoxiously bright. It's not letting me drop anything, so it's just being a hassle. Okay, just need to find a good spot that'll let me drop stuff. There we go. 1, 2. 2. Three. Okay. All right. Hey man, thank you so much for the like. Yeah, handy dandy multi-tool. Point. Pull. Drop. Nope. Just the module, not the laser. Drop. You actually see the health on them from when I've overcharged rocks. They have a little bit of health missing. 3. Okay. And we'll bring this boy in. This is why we bring him. 1. Yes, I am using my mouse right now because it's just faster. M and K with controller for the win. 2. And 3. One, two, three. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then to pick these up, I'm just gonna put that away. Get a little closer. And then we can just drag these into the inventory super fast. All right, let's give her a go. I'm not sweating it. I'm gonna break this rock. I know for a fact I'm gonna break this rock. I'm not even remotely concerned. I think the saber actually lowers cluster factor, I think. Or no, it doesn't. It raises instability, lowers resistance, increases optimal charge window, if I remember correctly. Yep, okay. I wish you could put multiple gadgets on it, but they kind of disabled that because people were putting like a bunch of wave shifts. And if you don't know what a wave shift does, a wave shift actually increases the size of the optimal charge window by 100%.
Engines on. Launch complete.
But people were like abusing that. So they would put like a bunch on one rock, and if you they would put so many that when you touched, like tapped the rock, it would just charge like 100%. Like you didn't even have to keep doing it, and it was just really obnoxious. But they've since kind of, I mean, you can only put one on it now, so you can't do that anymore. Okay. Moment of truth. This should be super easy though. I don't anticipate this being much of a problem at all. Oh no. Okay. Oh, we're right inside the, okay.
Systems.
All right. All right, turn this up to 100. You see my 3 surges. All right. 3, 2, 1, shot. Come on. Come on. There's no way. There's no way. All right, let's do this again. There's no way. What? It's the instability that's hurting this. There's 110% instability. I might have to go put a saber on here. I might have to go put a saber on here. %. Drop this to 16. Yeah. I'm gonna have to go put a saber on it. Which I don't really want to do because that charge window is going to be so small, but I think I'm going to have to. Let's go, Tubbs. Get up that ladder. Up, 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 up. so. Oh. Oh, oops. Ah.
Landing complete. Engines off.
Well, if this doesn't work, I'm gonna have to put my well, I don't have to put my stuff back on, but I'm probably gonna want to. Give me gonna increase resistance by 10%. Not too much. I mean, it doesn't really matter. I mean, all these surges are gonna drop resistance anyway. So truthfully, it's not that big of a deal. We'll bust this, no problem. No problem. We have to deactivate, detach. Oh, no. Okay. Again, looks similar, slightly different. All right. That's pretty close to 100 right there. I can't get that any closer. All right, that's 70% minus instability. And then each surge drops resistance by 15%, so that's 45% already, plus like another 30% that it already drops it for the helix. So honestly, I didn't need the saber. I wanted the saber for the optimum charge window increase. I did not want it for the resistance. Oh my goodness. Killing me. I don't want this on my back. Don't want it to glitch the receipt or something. Yeah, 400 instability. I'm reasonably sure the instability was causing the problem, because instability caused fluctuations up and down, up and down. So you have to be really careful with it. Engines on, left up. But just to be sure, we'll get uncomfortably close to this rock. Lift up. Because I just need to break it, right? I think the bore max gives cluster factor too, right? Yep, 30% cluster factor, so that'll be good too. So it's not a terrible deal. But I do only have this set of surges, so this has to work. Come on, come on, come on. All right, moment of truth. 60k rock solo. Reasonably sure this is gonna work. All right, let's see it. All right, now. Oh my god, it's so small. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. No way. Bro, this rock is not that hard. What? Dude. It's the server. This is 100% the server. Oh no, they're not registering. If you look at my laser power, it's not registering in the bottom left. That's the problem. Yep, it keeps saying I'm at 100 power. it's not registering my surges. We're gonna try landing, and we're gonna cycle the power and see if that works. We're gonna turn the ship completely off, turn the ship completely back on. Escort requests from payment 5,000. Escort requests 5,000. Okay, we're gonna turn the power off.
Engines off.
Okay. Turn everything back on.
Systems activating. Systems on.
Okay. And let's try this again. If this doesn't work, I mean, we're just gonna have to move on. But it should break. I think it's the server, or it's like whatever it is, it's not registering my surges. And that's the issue we're having. We'll cycle the laser power too. Like we'll turn the turret completely on and completely off and see if we can get that to register.
Fracturing mode.
Enable surge module.
Mining mode.
Charges, doesn't say how many charges I have. Power off, power on.
Systems activated.
Okay,
Systems on.
3, 2, 1. Yeah, it's not registering the surges. Yep, not even a little bit. Well, it's a good try. Server's not cooperating. Maybe look a bit silly here. Oh my god, this will break a 60k rock. And now here we are at 62k with busted down instability and resistance, and it's just not working. But that's Star Citizen for you, you know what I mean? Like, it's gonna happen. Sometimes you get like really lucky, sometimes you don't, but normal day, normal circumstances, it breaks every time. It's just, you know, servers being a bit wonky. Anyone say anything in the chat? No, I don't feel like turning on the indicator, but we'll hop out, we'll collect our things. Am I relatively level? Yeah, I'm relatively level.
Engines
Oh,
off.
no. I gotta get back in the turret. I forgot to turn off my ports. Yo, Rand, what's up, my guy? What's up, my guy? Where I was parked before. I think I was parked like right here. Okay, engine's off. Okay. Solo mining in Mole worth? You're asking, is it worth it? I think so. I think that RMC has just become like super common now, which that was kind of the big way to make money. And now, not so much. Like, not even close. Because everyone's selling RMC, so it's such a hassle to sell it now that, I mean, you can go mining all you want. I mean, you could go salvaging all you want in like your vulture, which should be a pretty good moneymaker, right? And it is just, it's just not. because everyone's got RMC, everyone's using it. So you can't even sell your goods after you've like collected them. And that would be super frustrating for me. Like you spend all this time collecting materials and then you gotta jump all around the galaxy trying to find somewhere to sell, and you can't even do that. As compared to mole mining, I feel like you can make it work for you, but half of it's luck, half of it's knowing what to do, right? Like I can cut a lot of time off of my runs by knowing what I'm doing. And then you have stuff like this, right? Where like, I should be able to break this rock, but this server's not really cooperating, so I cannot. So I just spend all this time doing different gadgets, changing out my modules, for what? You know what I mean? Not just for me to waste 10 minutes, not get the rock, and now I've got to turn around and put all this stuff back on, collect my things. Perfect. 1, 2, 3. Did I drop my thing? .23 go live next week. Define live. You're gonna have to define live. It's supposed to go in Vacetti. Rumor, right? The rumor is Vacetti on Thursday. It was supposed to be tomorrow, or sorry, today. Today's Tuesday, 4-day weekend. It was supposed to be Vacetti tomorrow, but Vacetti on Thursday now, and assumingly, right, if we do Vacetti on Thursday, like they say, it's gonna go through its waves, and they wanted to accelerate it through. So maybe best case scenario, live on next Friday? Maybe next Friday, man. I'm kind of hoping they take their time with it, just because, you know, we Star Citizen players are a finicky bunch, right? And if they launch it too soon and then like it has all these quirks about it, then like, oh my god, we're gonna be so, I'm just gonna leave these here. Like we're gonna be like, oh my god, this is so glitchy, this is so buggy, the lag is so bad, I hate this. Oh, cargo freight elevators don't work like they're supposed to, you know what I mean? But if they go through the normal testing, I'm a wave 1 tester, so if wave 1 will probably happen, I would say, an accelerated timeline, assuming Vacetti does happen Thursday, then it'll probably go wave 1 Friday, wave 2 Saturday. You're looking at wave 3 Monday, Tuesday, wave 4, which is the last wave, Tuesday, Wednesday. You've got a day in there of like polishing, maybe 2, right? In case they kind of shift things left or right. And you know what I mean? And you're back in the thing. So I think that's kind of the timeline you're looking for. But I want them to take their time. I want them to get everything right, and I want everything to work as intended. That way, you know, everyone's happy, there are cool new features, everyone's excited, and it doesn't kind of get icked by servers and all this stuff. But Invictus ends this week too, so with Invictus ending, it should be pretty good. Rand, you really like my YouTube videos, you're a big fan. Dude, thank you so much, man, that means a lot. I really appreciate you guys watching. That's like the best thing you can do to support the channel is really just watching. I don't need like anything from anybody. All right, well, let's head over here. How long have you been watching the channel, man? That is rock minables. I'm gonna keep moving on from there. I tried mining the rock, man. I tried. The server's not cooperating. It's not registering the surges when I turn them on. My laser power doesn't jump to 250. It stays at 100. And it's not gonna take the charge because it's not registering my surges. So it's just the server. I tried everything I really could to get it to work, but it's just not working. Unfortunately. I really wanted to mine it. I thought it'd be pretty cool to see. I haven't really got a chance on stream to. Oh, did I just turn that on? I'll turn that off. There we go. Come on. Come on, register the rocks. Register, register, register. Dude, Pyro is gonna be so good. I'm like super stoked for Pyro. I wonder if they're gonna add new like minables and stuff to Pyro. Like we're gonna get like new resources added that are like vastly different from what we have now. That'd be pretty cool. Like unexpected, but cool. And they want to add resource gathering. I don't know if you guys looked at the questions that they had. I don't think it was Inside Star Citizen. It was one of the things, but I think it was the weekly Q&A where people asked about mining missions or like resource gathering, and people said that, or the devs said they were going to do like start their first iteration of that possibly this patch. With like, you know, a mining station's going to be like, I need 1,000 iron, I think was the example they gave. And then you would have to go get iron, which would be pretty good because like how often, right, do you really care about those chum resources? But if 1,000 iron was the requirement, like that is a lot of iron because the mole only takes 96, right? So 10 mining runs of that, honestly, huge hassle. I honestly don't know if I'd want to do that. It's honestly sounds super annoying if I'm being honest. Oh, this looks so cool. Oh, cargo missions, right? Speaking of more diverse missions, cargo missions are supposed to be coming out in the new patch. That was something they did say was going to happen. So cargo mission, a lot of people are excited about that. All the hull owners will have a purpose in life. They can take their hull seas and go, whoa, what the? I was not doing that. I should not have been able to shoot in mining mode. That was really weird. 24, tungsten, barrel. These rocks decent size, not obnoxiously small. 5K. It's a good split of Bexelite. Samuel, what's up, my guy? It's going great, dude. Honestly, it's going really, really good. You know, I try to always have a good day. 2480. How's your day been, man? How was your long weekend? Good to do some barbecuing, I hope. Maybe remembering somebody on this Memorial Day weekend that just passed. Yo, Marinix, what's up? What's up? How are you doing today? Rocking my loadout all day. Perfect? Perfect. Wow, that's a powerful word. Perfect. What's made it perfect? Did I already scan that? I did. That's probably like 4 Hadanite clusters. Because it's a multiple of 620, and if you're not familiar, 620 multiples are pretty low, or Hadanite clusters. Well, it was super exciting at first, right? We had this like really big rock that I wanted to break that was 50% gold, and then it kind of flopped. I failed you guys. I looked a fool. Nothing. 18, that's 1 rock. This is a couple rocks. Marinix, how's your weekend? How are you doing on this fine Tuesday? I hope that's just a ship that's landed. I can actually see it in the distance. You can see the lights for the little Spall station out there. That's pretty cool. Oh no. Oh Oh no. Oh, it's not what I wanted. It's like a Dolovine patch. Heartbreak. Those are my signatures from earlier. We're gonna head out this way. We're just gonna give this some juice. We need to find a decent cluster. I've noticed in this patch though, I found way better rocks for prospectors than I have the mole. Like I almost want to mole mine, not mole mine, prospector mine, just because like the big rocks are like they're inconsistent. Like I consistently find little rocks, I don't consistently find big rocks. Okay, that's a decent signature. It's not great, but it's probably like 3 or 4 rocks. It's 5 rocks, but they're not very big. It's a small signature. That rock was just over here. Where'd it go? There it is. I'll scan it just to, why not? Who knows? Maybe it's the giant Quantanium rock. 74,000. Oh my Lily Lanta. 0 resistance. I'm half tempted to try it, but I don't have my surges. I'm half tempted to try it, but I don't have any surges on me. Oh hey. That's a small. There we go. That's what we want. That's what we want. Like this fog, like look of the terrain, almost like fog of war looking. That's pretty cool. I like this. Give this a scan. They're all look like they're all clumped together right here. Oh yeah, that's solid. This looks like a big fella. Might be too big. There we go. Give her a little taparoo. 9,000. Bro, come on. Borace. Actually, I might break this rock just because it's got 45 Borace in it. I might break that rock actually. Borace has a really good, what I call mass to SC ratio. Ooh, what's this? More Borace. Yep, this is our rocks right here. This is our cluster. I don't want to keep flying around. Really good mass to SCU ratio. So we're gonna go with it. Gold. Okay. I might break that gold rock just for the sake of breaking it. I kind of want that gold. 8K. Was it more Borace? Yep, more Borace. 54%. Yep. I think so. I think so. This is a Festinite. Nope, nothing. All right, well, we'll do these 2 rocks first. 32% gold, 54% Borace. These aren't too bad. This is kind of big, isn't it? Right? 22. Yeah, 22 is pretty small to be honest. Wait, let me just ping this real quick. Okay. Tilt up. Okay. I don't know why my landing gear just deployed. Kind of whack. All right, this 22K is nothing for this front laser. It's like right in the in-between range that this laser is more powerful than it needs to be, but the rear lasers are not quite in the same like category. They just don't have that oomph. Maybe if I put Rikers on them, I honestly have thought about taking the torpid off and putting a Riker C3 on one of them. Oh, I tilted way too far up. This isn't gonna be good. Well, yeah, it doesn't really matter. I'm gonna need to jump into a rear laser anyway. This is easy. Yeah, don't even need this much power. Yeah, see, like even my Riker C3s aren't registering anymore. You can see in the bottom it says plus 25, but like my fracture power still says 100. It used to say 156. Now it only says 100. So definitely like the server is being wonky, and they're subdued. I don't know why they're subdued. They're not supposed to be subdued. So there's definitely something wonky going on with the server here. Something like messing me up.
Warning. Power critical.
And if you've been watching for a while, you can see just how slow this charges compared to how fast everything else charged. You see we're getting that visual bug where like our optimal charge zone doesn't look smaller, but it is smaller. Break. They should not need sub brakes, hopefully. But these are going to be really ugly split though, because I don't think aluminum has a great cluster factor. It has an okay cluster factor, it's just not like a great cluster factor. Yo, Tom, thank you so much for subscribing, man. I really appreciate that. Yeah, like this isn't quite working. Can't look low enough. Yeah, I'm gonna have to refracture this. Yeah. Unfortunate. Yeah, and the gold's kind of split across everything. This needs to be fractured. Yeah, so we're just gonna go ahead and move. Yeah, we're just gonna go ahead and give it a move. It is what it is. Kind of told you guys, like right when we hopped in this turret, like probably gonna have to change. Like I knew when I got down there, I couldn't see well. But, well, we're kind of close, so I think like the relays should probably be fine. We'll run with it. We'll see how it goes. Now instead of overheating, I'm gonna have to wipe my visor like 15 times. As is the nature of doing this. I really appreciate you guys watching. I thank you guys so much for hanging out with me while I go through this and go over the mining stuff, the mole, solo mining. I really appreciate you guys just hanging out and watching. Like, it means a lot. I really appreciate it, I do. I did a long time making content and like just not a lot of people like would come through or wouldn't watch. Like, you know, it's just one viewer, right? Like, you know, my wife sitting in the chat, you know what I'm saying? So it's just nice to have people hanging out. We're just chilling, you know? We're just vibing, hanging out, doing some mining, some Star Citizen. Really need to get some like community stuff going and get like a lot of people like involved. Take like a fully crewed mole out and like show this build in action. Cause like, oh my god, this build, like when I took a follower out the other day, like a weekend ago or so, like. Dude, you had no idea. It was crazy. Like we were breaking these like a 60k rock with all 3 lasers, no stampede, nothing, just blasted through it. Huge rock. And it was like 40% quantanium too. It was super exciting. And then I let him keep it all. Like I didn't want any of it. That was good. Didn't need none of that. Just fun playing with peeps. I do not stream on Twitch. I don't. I used to, long time ago, not this game. I used to play like Apex Legends. Like I'm a pretty well-rounded gamer. Like I've done a lot of big things. Like I used to be Onyx ranked in Halo, Apex Predator and Masters every season in Apex. What else? Trials of Osiris and Destiny. I've done every raid in Destiny on the hardest difficulty. Like I am a pretty competitive gamer. Used to do MLG Halo way back in the day. Like way back in the day. Of course I'm a Halo player, bro. I feel like everyone that probably plays this game was probably a Halo player at some point, just given the age range that typically plays Star Citizen. Because let's be real, people who are like broke don't really play Star Citizen. People who have money play Star Citizen. People who have money play Star Citizen. And people who have money are like adults, like adults. not in like an insulting way. It's just like, I don't know. It's like we got old, right? And you've got like card people, like they have cars. You've got people that do hunting, people who do fishing, and people who do Star Citizen. They do Star Citizen. They do PC stuff. Side note: this is why I like Borace, because if you just saw that broke into 100% pieces, all of it, just about. That's not 100% piece, but who cares, right? Like everything broke together pretty well. Like that was solid. Beautiful, beautiful. And this is the advantage of this focus laser, because you see how small that was, and now do you see how big it is? Like that little bit, that increase, that 100% increase made this like so much easier to break now. Like now I'm not struggling to try to keep this in that tiny green zone, right? It's just gonna stay there. Super simple. Like this is the power of the build, right? This is why we have it set up this way. Oh, no, I completely feel you, Tom. I don't judge people based on their budget either, right? Like, I tell people, like, when I made my starter ship guide for people with the game, it was like, there's really no need to necessarily spend more money, right? Like, a base starter ship is really all you need. You can buy all of the rest in-game, or, like, it's part of the experience, I feel like, to go play with other people, because, I don't know, like, the missions, sure, but like you go out with a dude in the reclaimer, he'll pay you because he probably makes a lot of money, right? He's making millions. He'll pay you for your time better than like almost any mission would. And in that way, like you get to build experiences, you get to go on the big ships, and like that's the exciting part that I think people kind of miss out on in Star Citizen a bit. Because if you do that, like it's cool, right? Like I don't know. I remember being like young in the game and seeing like the people with the big ships, and it's exciting, right? Like it's super exciting to see the people in the big ships and to go get on them and join them and stuff. Like, oh my God, this is so cool. Like the Reclaimer's a hulk of a ship, right? Like I had the money from mining and such, and from the various money printing, you know, we've gone through. Like we went through what? There was the duping on mules. People were duping Janelite like crazy. You had people, there was the cargo salvage thing. That was a whole gold rush, right? So you had the cargo salvage thing. And then you had just normal salvage, like the construction material boom with the high risk, not high risk, but the hammerhead cleanup. And then now, even now, right, you still have like a gold rush of like the duping thing with the cargo. So you have so much going on in this game, and so many people just doing so many things for money that, like, I don't know, it's worth it to go play with people. Like even crew mining, I think holds like a lot of value in crew mole mining. I like solo mole mining when I'm trying to make money, just because I don't have to, like, splitting the mole 3 ways is where I think like mining is kind of not in the best place, because I don't know, you put 3 people in a mole and it's not like the best, right? If like these runs are pushing like 300k or so on average, so like, you know, for 30 minutes you're splitting that 3 ways, so whoa. So 100k for 30 minutes, it's 200k an hour. You're better off mining by yourself, right? It might take you a little bit longer, but you get more money. I think the Arastra is gonna like revolutionize. Oh, that was beautiful. Mining in that way. Yeah, thank you so much for the like, man. Thank you. Yeah, dude, give it a try. I mean, I always like kind of have it fun to bring like a new player along in the mole, or bring a new player along in like bounty hunting. Like I'll throw them in my Scorpius, like put them in the turret, and like the giddiness that they get from flying in that thing. And like, you know, I'm zooming and flying and snatching that thing around. Like they get such a giggle out of it, because I don't know, to them, the game is still new and fresh, and like, oh my God, you know, this is so crazy. But to us, we're like, oh yeah, it's a Scorpius, X-Wing, super cool. Yeah, right. Like, not as cool for us. Oh, I want all that gold. I'll stop and scan all these. Good to try to take a new player out sometime. It'll revitalize your love of the game. I think as a content creator, I kind of see those people more because that's typically people that are watching my tutorials and all that stuff. Is it's usually the people who are newer to the game, so they're always like, "Oh, this is super cool," or "Oh, like I never knew that," and everything's like super fresh to them still. What the? I did not. What the? What? Side note, I haven't done it yet, but like normally I'll turn on like my fracture laser and I'll just straight up like fracture a rock. Ooh. Ooh. Papa likes that. Like if a rock's in my way but I don't want to like absorb it, I'll just blow it up. I mean, it barely damages the ship and your shields and stuff, so I just get it out of here. Ooh. 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 That looks good. That's sexy. That is sexy. All right, what else we got here? 28, 15, 30. Can I fracture this? I can. Yeah, sometimes I just kind of like being able to fracture stuff. Like, I looked at that and I was like, do I want to absorb that? I don't know. Oh. I wanted to leave my laser on, but can I just leave this on just to keep my power up there so I don't have to. Don't want it to drop too low. God, oh, that's gonna fracture. Oh, it didn't. That's crazy. I thought for sure that was gonna fracture. I don't think I lost anything there. I don't think so. It's kind of like the negative side of having like the huge charge window increase, because when you turn it's like the opposite of the helix, right? The helix, it shrinks it. So when you turn the laser off, it increases it. And it's kind of a nice like a breather if you're like just in the overcharge zone, as opposed to this is like the opposite effect, right? If I touch the overcharge zone, now it's like turning the laser off makes it worse. Especially in those situations where like the laser already like just being on 10% doesn't help. Right? It just kind of hovers it. Great when you're in optimal zone. Annoying when you're in the overcharge zone. I think we've sufficiently butchered this rock. Oh, wait. Not quite. 56%. I'll take it. Yeah, I don't hate aluminum. That's why I like Lyria. I don't mind the aluminum. Aluminum's not like terrible. I can sell aluminum. As opposed to iron, I can't sell iron. No. 14% no. 2% no. All the Boreas is gone. All right, yeah, I think that's it. Best place to mine with a prospector, in my opinion. Honestly, there's a lot of places you can go with the prospector because you can fly. So I would say that you should, I don't know, if you want to mine somewhere pretty, I would go to Microtech. Just because Microtech's really pretty. So Microtech's a solid place to go. Depending on where you are, I always recommend that you go mining kind of wherever it is that you do your selling. So like I sell in Hurston, so I do my refining in Hurston. But because the mole has a really far jump range, I generally stick to around there just because it's like a little bit better. Let me turn my lights on. There we go. In my prospector, like I don't leave Hurston. Like I 100% just stay there in Hurston. Okay, we're gonna mine this, and this should pump us out real nice. Like Lyria's still the best for the mole. I think it's been kind of hit or miss for me. Not in a negative way. I think hit and miss because I don't know. I haven't gotten as many signatures when I'm pinging out as I used to. Like it used to be like I quantum jumped to some like planet side Atmo point, and then boom, I'd ping and I just see rock deposits everywhere. Like, you know what I mean? I see at least 7 or 8, right? And I'm just flying deposit to deposit. As opposed to now, like, I mean, you've been around here for like the whole time I've been on Lyria, so you saw like I had to fly around a little bit to try to find a decent place to go, which is just really annoying. It's a huge hassle. So personally, I think any place is decent to mine. If I could choose, right, like in the mole, choose where I was gonna mine, honestly, I would choose Microtech, right? If I had a crew, I'm going to Microtech because no one ever mines in Microtech, right? You think about it, all the miners go to Lyria, they all go to Daymar, right? They go to the popular places. But if you go somewhere like Microtech really has a large concentration of really good materials, and no one ever goes there because it's windy. And if you're in a prospector, it's fine, right? Like it's completely fine if you're in a prospector because you can just, you know, mine it out and you can fly around in the prospector and you're good. But if you're in the mole, you can't do that. Right, I can't fly and mine in the mole at the same time, so I'll park, and if it's not windy, it's cool, it's really beautiful. If it is windy, then it's super annoying, and you're gonna hate it. Because like literally, you just be in the middle of mining, you just slowly drifting. I think the part that it really bothers me about Microtech, though, oh my goodness, no, I can't absorb this, is that Microtech, as soon as you touch the pilot seat, you stop moving. So literally just having someone in the pilot seat makes all the difference. Microtech slow flying for the mole? I mean... anywhere on Microtech, right? When I say Microtech, I mean like the actual planet, not the system. So not the planet subsystem, I mean specifically like the planet of Microtech. But Microtech has winds too, right? A lot of Microtech moons and stuff have wind, and that's kind of the problem, right? Is they have wind. That's why no one really mines there, especially in a mole, because if you're by yourself, it's impossible, right? It's not going to happen. All right, don't even need to scan those. These are all 100% Borace. Yes, you are correct. Yep, I learned that when I was playing with someone else. There is a weird glitch if you have someone in the pilot seat of the mole while you're in the mining turret. Like your mining turret will only look 90 degrees to the right or 90 degrees to the left. And you won't be able to control it. Although we have played around with it, and there are some instances where it won't do that. But it's like inconsistent. It's hard to figure out like what the problem is with it. Like I don't know. But yeah, go contribute to the trouble ticket. Go tell Sig to fix it. That's what they need to do. They need to fix it. No. I feel like this is gonna be a good piece. I should get enough Borace here to fill up my mole. Yeah. Solid. 8 SCUs. Bada bing, bada boom. See, a big thing. Hey, man, thank you so much for the like. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you. With that I like about mining is if you can find materials with high mass to SCU ratio, and what I mean is the amount of mass it takes to make an SCU, then it's super like a superpower for you. That's where the rest of my Boreas is. It's right there. That's where it's at. Oh, dude, the Arastra, you can forget it, bro. As soon as that thing comes out, I'm never getting a mole again. I will exclusively mine in the Arastra. I mean, come on, dude. Remote turrets. There's 3 size 3 turrets. There's... Oh, I'm just short. Oh, it's tough. Oh, yeah, 3 size 3 remotely operated turrets. Literally, you could solo the Arastra so easy. Just by, like, you pilot it, you stop, and then you turn around, you hop out of your seat, you hop into the pilot, you hop into the remote operated mining turret. Right? Like, it's not even a question. Super easy. And they're size 3 big boys. All right, boom. Gold, Boreas. This is a solid haul right here. I like this. I think I'm gonna start a new series called, you just made me think of it, Far Harbor. And it's gonna be what I do to talk about the different ships that are upcoming that are kind of like in concept still. Like there'd be one for the Arastra, probably one for the Ironclad. Probably not recently though, like because the Ironclad's still pretty new, so like everyone's making a video about the Ironclad. But probably revisit the Arastra. We're 6 months removed from that. Maybe talk about the Perseus, right? Because the Polaris is still pretty fresh, right? That just got big thing. And if you guys haven't seen, the Polaris is supposed to come out IAE this year. Was kind of what they... I won't say promise, but I mean, it's basically a promise. The Arastra, though, I want the Arastra to hurry up and come out, but the problem with the Arastra is it's not, there's still stuff that hasn't come out that the Arastra needs, right? And I feel like that's like a big problem with the Arastra is it's like, it's cool. And funny enough, that's definitely going to have to come out before the Orion because the Orion is 1 scale above the Arastra, right? So the chance of the Orion coming out first, pretty slim. So I think the Arastra is like the go-to mining ship. Oh, I'm glad I'm able to ramble on about this because we have a long quantum jump. I think the Arastra is like the go-to because if you think about it, right, the Arastra just absolutely has an advantage because the Arastra can... the Arastra has the ability to refine, it has the ability to mine, and it has the ability to store what 512 SCUs is what it can go up to, right? Like that is nuts, my guy. Like absolutely nuts that it can do that. So you compare that with like why even get a mole? You know what I mean? Why get a mole when I can have an Arastra that can mine, refine, and transport all of my goods with a cargo bay the size of a C2, basically. A little less than a C2, but a C2 nonetheless. Like I can just do it all on one ship, right? Why get an expanse? You know, why get an expanse? Oh yeah, oh absolutely. The Arastra is gonna be like it's already expensive. The Arastra runs for $475, $575. I think the Arastra runs $575, if I remember right. It's like $575 for the pledge, and that was on initial release. That is gonna go up. That is 110% gonna go up. The Arastra's done. It has to go up. I believe firmly it's gonna go up. I got it on release because I was like, that's a value proposition. Oh, dude, think about how much a Reclaimer is. They bumped the Reclaimer to like what, 30 million? 30 million? That's just the Reclaimer, my guy. It's 30 million. So the Arastra is going to be at least 30 million, and that's probably going to increase though. And 30 million is hard to reach. That is really hard to reach. But I definitely believe when the Arastra comes out, that's going to be like the ship everybody's going to want to be on, because you can do it all, right? There's a job for everybody. There's so much stuff you can do. There's a vehicle bay, which means guess what? with the new update, you can put a Ursa Medevac, already pledged one of those. You can put an Ursa Medevac in that bad boy, and now you've got a respawn in there. Boom, right? Bro, so chill. So chill, so cool. Like, it has a vehicle bay plus the cargo plus 3 size 3 mining lasers. If they could change the way extraction works in this game, I think size 3s would be really, really cool, right? But right now it's like, okay, I put size 3s on it, I break a rock that's size 3 sized. But so, I mean, a size 2, I can break 60k on the high end, right? 50k. So now I'm breaking, you know, that size 3 is probably busting, let's say it busted a 40, 50k, right? I have all size 3 lasers on my ship, and the ship is so big, it's not like the mole that I could put a size 2 on it and kind of make it work. No. So they have to make a change to extraction laser power, and I think the change is that the more powerful a laser is, the bigger a rock it can extract based on its extraction laser power. And now that really makes a lot of sense if you think about it. As you scale up in laser size, you scale up in what rocks you're able to extract, and then you can also build out your builds to match
Please visit again.
this extraction laser power.
Please proceed to assigned landing bay.
Oh, I made that look smooth. And it would be so good. Like, I'm already like annoyed at the way that they do extraction laser power in their refineries, but like, it's like the Expanse, right? Like, the Expanse isn't going to come out, right? Because until the Expanse and the Arastra, I would guess, are going to come out at the same time because they require the same gameplay mechanics, right? Refining isn't in the game, so you're not going to see the Arastra and you're not going to see the Expanse until ship refining is in the game. That's a fact. That is a fact. You're not going to see one until the other's in the game. So they'll probably release together, right? The Expanse is, it's fine. I think the issue that I thought about with the Expanse when I looked at it is what's it going to do with all of its refined cargo? Where's that going to go? It doesn't exactly have cargo space. Is it, you know, how's it going to poop out its refined materials? It needs a cargo port on it, either inside or exterior, like the Hull series, or like the Arastra's doing, to put all that stuff. And I think that's probably something they're realizing. They're like, oh yeah, we're gonna have to change that design. Design looks simple, but it's not. And then another ship I'm working through, I think the last ship I'm gonna get per pledge is the Galaxy. I've got my Arastra. I've got my starter-esque ship is going to be the Zeus. I have the Zeus cargo variant, so that's like my starter flyer around that I'm going to go for. So that's my normal fly around ship. I have a Vulture for like easy money making early game. For wipes, I've got the Arastra for all my mining needs, and then I have the Ironclad for all my transporting needs, right? Because I just think the Ironclad's pretty cool. I think it has a lot of uses because you can probably definitely fit a Vulture inside of it. And then now you have a way to store all your salvage. You have a way to transport your ship long distances. So I think in that way it's really good. So I've got a Vulture, I've got an Ironclad. So I've got my cargo, I've got my Vulture for salvage, I've got my Arastra for mining and refining. I've got my Zeus cargo variant for my starter ship needs. Technically I have a Su Lin as like a starter package, but that might get like CCU'd up into something. I might CCU that to my Galaxy, and I mean that's everything I have so far. I got some LTI tokens with two what's it called? With 2 pulses, 2 cheap LTI tokens. Yep, so now this is pushing like almost 300k solid with the LTI tokens. So I got 2 LTI tokens for that. I've got the Sulin pledged. I've got the Vulture. I've got the cargo variant. And I'm also going to get the Galaxy to kind of round off because that's going to be my shipbuilding ship. right? That's going to be my thing for base building, right? For the community kind of congregate. Oh, I'm losing so much there. It's so gross. But faster than this though. This is taking 30 hours. This is going to take 26 hours. Lame. That's going to be my ship for like constructing my bases, and the Galaxy is just a pretty cool ship, right? It's kind of like, I don't want the Carrack. I kind of like the Galaxy feel better than the Carrack. So I think that's what we're going to work on. So I've already built a CCU chain for the Galaxy. I got some of that stuff today. If you guys have not looked on the pledge store for the CCUs for Invictus launch week, right? For today, there are some really good deals going on right now. I think the Caterpillar one, you can do Harbinger, Vanguard, or the first Harbinger to the second Harbinger, right? Is like a $20. So from one Harbinger to the other is like a $20 thing. And then the Vanguard, the second one to the Caterpillar is a $30. So you can get, and that's like $10 each. So you can spend $20 and get $50 of CCU value in the pledge store right now. If you're looking for like a bigger ship, right? Because the Caterpillar kind of caps out, I think, 300 or so. So like if you're going for a ship above that range, like really good CCUs. And there's a couple along the way too. The Ares Inferno has like a, whoops, too far. Got a little excited. The Ares Inferno has like a $15 one. The Cutlass Black has a $10 one right now. So there's a couple of good CCUs hidden away in there that you should definitely get. I think if you're looking for a ship over $300, you can get about 120. No, I think like 125 in CCUs savings to put towards a ship over $300. So you get $125 off. I bought all of the Warbond ones, so all of the savings, to anticipate IAE this year, because IAE, they're probably going to release the Galaxy again, so I'll get the Galaxy then. And then I'll have, fat savings come out during that time. And yeah, I'll get the Galaxy for a sweet deal. If you guys don't know what CCUing is, I would highly encourage you to look up one of the cool YouTube videos on it. I do not have one. I don't really specialize in those type of videos. But a CCU video, like there's a CCU game, if you look up Star Citizen CCU game, it's pretty intuitive, right? It's a plug-in extension thing that installs on your browser. You open it, you log in, it syncs to your RSI account. It'll populate your hangar there, and then you can hit create SCU, and you can select manually from your hangar, or you can select from the store, or you can let it auto select, and then it'll say, do you prefer like any insurance or LTI lifetime insurance? You can pick whatever you want. Pick your source ship, which is what I was just saying, right? A ship you already have, or a ship that you don't have, right? Or that's in the pledge store that you want to start with. And then click your target ship, so that can be anything. Even if it's not available, you can still pick it. And it'll tell you like what ships to upgrade to, and it'll give you like, you can pick highest current savings, highest long-term savings, highest whatever type savings you're looking for. Usually current savings is what you're after. And after you get the highest current savings, you plug it in, and then you can see all of the good deals of like, oh, if I get upgrade from this to this, this is a $20 value that I'm getting back, or a $30 value, and then you could buy just that upgrade, and then it saves that value for you if you're not used to that CCUing. And like the Caterpillar one, right? Like the Vanguard, well, I think Harbinger to Caterpillar is $30. Okay, so now I have locked in that $30 value into my account once I buy that upgrade. Even if I don't have those ships, it locks into my account. So then that way later on, right, when more deals come out, like during IAE or during Alien Week, right, when you're doing all these things, all this new stuff comes out, you can get more deals and you can layer on the deals. And then that way, when these big ships come out, you see the big price tag, right? And the big price tag says, oh my God, this is, $750. Do you know there's people buying new Polarises right now for like $375? Like absolutely just crazy deals. But I think I rambled enough. Dude, Rand, thank you so much for hanging out, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. I think that's gonna be it for the stream, guys. I gotta go. I've got stuff to do, like personal stuff. But I appreciate you guys hanging out. You guys have been amazing. watching is the best thing you can do. So thanks for hanging out with us. We might stream a couple more times this week around the same time frame. 2 hours typically is what we'll do, and it'll be a good time. New mining video is out, mining guide, so check that out if you're new to mining or you're trying to learn some of the new stuff came out in the current build. It's a good watch. Go give it a try. Thank you guys so much for hanging out, and we'll see you guys in the next one.